What's up, guys? It's Clouded Truth, bringing you all some more Battlefield 3, and today I've got a game of Conquest on Karg Island, playing on the Russian side and flying the Havoc Attack Helicopter. Kind of the bigger, clunkier, and I guess you could say slower of the two attack choppers in Battlefield 3. And unfortunately, I have a random as my gunner at the moment, although we actually don't last very long and do get taken out pretty quick, but then I get an actual good gunner in here who knows what he's doing, and it leads to much more success. And right off the start, I'm looking for the other team's attack helicopter, because when you are flying these attack choppers, the enemy team's attack helicopter is the most dangerous thing to you. That's your greatest threat, and unfortunately I did miss him. You could see it on the air radar probably about maybe 5-10 seconds ago. He's off to my right, and he did a great job of flanking around, I guess you could call it flanking around, and ultimately taking me out. So that was a mistake on my part. I should have been looking out for him more carefully, but he doesn't take me out right away, and I do manage to take out a tank, which is kind of, I don't know, a rarity for me when I'm flying a attack helicopter. Generally, the gunner that I'm with often takes out the vehicles, and I just kind of put the damage on them. But we do get taken out there, but I get Amso Hood in with me on this second time around, and we stay alive, I believe, for the rest of the game. Well, I believe I do. I can't remember if he does or not, because we almost get shot down here at the end. But what am I doing? Taking off. I'm looking for their attack helicopter. I found him, and I'm going to go after this guy. He is going to take you down probably the fastest of anything, except a really experienced jet pilot and a tank team that has got the CITV guided missile and are looking out for you. Besides those two things, which are not very common, the attack helicopter is your greatest threat, and go after him right away. I'm locking onto him, and he didn't deploy flares, so I shoot one missile at him. He deployed flares then, so I'm going to lock onto him. I got one more missile, and I'm going to shoot it then at him. But unfortunately, he does deploy flares again. Very smart move on his part. So I'm going to try to hit him with these rocket pods, and it didn't really work out so well. And one thing you got to keep in mind when you are flying the attack helicopter is your gunner cannot really look up in the air. He's below you looking around. He cannot look up. So when fighting another attack helicopter, be sure to raise up so your gunner can get shots on him. Thankfully, a friendly jet comes along and does take out the enemy team's attack helicopter. And right here, I got a jet behind me, so I'm going to swoop down so he cannot get a good shot on me, or a lock on me if that's what he's trying to do, since I am getting locked on. Spin around here, whip out my heat seekers, and try to find this guy, and found him right there. And he's close enough to where dodging these heat seekers are going to be nearly impossible. So I get a nice disable on him, and the jet comes along and does finish him off. So now the attack helicopter is down, and the enemy team's jet's down. I'm not exactly sure if there's another jet up, but I'm not really too worried about that. You know, we got a couple other jets in the air. I'm going to let them worry about that. Our next threat to take down are these tanks, which, if they have CITV, are a huge threat, and they need to go immediately. And as the same as shooting armor as either in another tank or on the ground with an RPG, a tank's weak spot is from behind, and such is the same when shooting at it from a helicopter position. Hitting it from behind with the rocket pods will deal the most damage to a tank. Now, you guys are probably wondering what in the world I'm running as my setup. I've got, of course, the air radar, which you can look down the bottom left of your screen and you can see. I've got the ECM jammer, which is much better than flares in my opinion. Just prevents a lock-on altogether rather than just deferring a missile. And finally, I've got the heat seekers, which is an absolute must when it comes to flying an attack helicopter. I don't have that many unlocks for the attack chopper. I believe this game I finally unlocked the guided rocket, so I have not flown that much in a helicopter, and when I do, oftentimes I'm not really recording it, so that's probably why you guys have not seen a ton of helicopter footage. It's just, I don't really get in it that much, and when I do, oftentimes it's kind of short-lived, because honestly I'm a pretty horrible pilot, so I much prefer to gun and do it that way, because for me gunning is much easier, and I can get a lot of kills. I believe I went one game, I think it was on the same map at Rush, I got like 20 or 22 kills in a row pretty fast in a helicopter. So it's really fun to gun, but being a pilot for me is much more difficult. And you're probably wondering right here why in the world I couldn't lock onto that guy for about 5 seconds or so. He actually did a very good strategy right there, which is fly really, really, really low to the ground, and the heat seekers can't lock onto you. It's just That's one of the things that you can do, and it will really, really help you. So if you are getting locked on, you know it's Attack Helicopter, and he's behind you, you can kind of fly low towards the ground and force him to use those rocket pods to take you out. But unfortunately for him, we had a laser painter that did lock onto him, so my heat seekers could not be deferred, and they took him out no problem. And as you can see now, we've just got complete dominance over this entire map. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to scan around here, look for vehicles. The attack helicopter's down. I saw a jet go down. There's another jet in the air. I'm not too worried about that, though. We have friendly jets that are taking those guys out, so I am not going to worry about that. I'm going to fly around here, see if I can do a little damage to the tanks, and then let my gunner finish them off, because, once again, the gunner is probably the most powerful position to be in Battlefield 3. That explosive just round that you fire and you have 30 shots in your belt is just, I mean, it's amazing, really. You know, those rounds are explosive. They do a ton of damage, especially if you've got like a guided rocket or something like that on the bottom, or even like a TV missile or something like that. It makes the gunner position just extremely deadly. And a lot of times I'll come in like this guy, shoot down. I don't really destroy him, but I will kind of hover over and let my gunner finish him off. But in that case, we had a friendly tank there that did finish the enemy tank off. But you guys, don't be selfish when you're in the attack helicopter. You know, the pilot is not going to get the glory and the credit. It's going to be the gunner that's going to be like getting all the kills, do all this. But as a pilot, just do your job. And doing your job is just making sure that the attack chopper stays up, that your gunner is still getting kills, and that you're being effective. And right here, I'm getting hit from everywhere. I'm just gonna pull out of here. And thankfully for us, there was almost no tickets left on their team. I tried to land this thing, but it's just going down way too fast. I'm gonna jump out and try to repair it, but it blew up. So unfortunately, we do get taken out, but we don't die. And that just about does it for this footage. I hope you guys did enjoy the gameplay as well. Learned a few things about attack helicopters. You know, if you're piloting, don't try. You know, you don't have like the most powerful weapon as a pilot. You know, your job is to keep your chopper team up, be effective, and help out your gunner. You know, make sure he can shoot. Make sure he's got the angle. He can fire upon enemy attack helicopters, tanks, things like that. And be sure to not chase jets around the map. It's very difficult to tackle a jet and attack helicopter when you're being locked onto by other things. So do not go chase a jet around the map. That's just what I do, and usually it works pretty well. Don't really worry about the jets unless there are no other threats around you. So I hope you guys enjoyed the footage, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.